Hi, welcome to tea time. My bangs, I messed up my bangs. I look like a boy today. So I'm gonna talk about trans stuff, and that's the topic for today. Why do I talk about trans stuff? Why do we talk about trans stuff? Why are we interested in trans stuff? I don't know, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are about why you are interested in trans stuff. I have a couple thoughts on this. I'm interested in trans stuff because it's one of the deeper things that you can experience in your entire life. There's only so many experiences that you can have that can be shared in a way where we can relate on how deep this is. When you're redefining your identity, it's a process of going through yourself and going into yourself and finding something new. And when you do this with your gender, it's on so many layers, right? You have your body layer, you have your societal layer, you have your inner perception layer and your outer perception layer, and then how people are interacting with you, and you have your old version of how you saw something and experienced yourself, and you have this new version which is inverted and changed if you're doing a binary transition. It's like such a juicy meatball of all these things and personal growth and development and expansion. It's so beautiful. And boy, doesn't it feel wonderful when you pass through that portal of the old self and into the new self? It's like when you step into who you are, it's like breathing new air and breathing new feelings and experiences. And it's so refreshing and magical. But why do I talk about it? I mean, it's a nice thing to share and experience. But I'll tell you personally, the reason why I talk about it is because there's so many of you that are out there that are also going through this process. And I've come far enough along to realize in my transition that I need to share some of my experience and thoughts and questions with you, because there's a synergy that we can create. There's a certain amount of change in who we are and how we embody our being that is magical. And this community and experience of sharing one's inner and outer transformation helps us all figure out this unknown in the experience of walking this path that doesn't really have a map, doesn't really have an official way of moving down. And yet there are consistencies in the experience, which I find so mysterious. All the time when I make these videos, people write to me saying, oh, you make these videos and this is exactly what I'm thinking about, or I had the exact same experience. And it's so weird to me that we all have such a unique transition. Everyone's transition is unique, right? You hear that, you say that. Yet there's so many parallels that we can draw between all our different transitions. So I think that's interesting. I think that's really important. But I think the really, really important thing for me personally is that it's not about a transition. We talk about being trans on this channel, this show, but to me, it's actually not about being trans. It's about moving through yourself, moving through growth, and having the courage to confront your own fears within. Those are the scariest ones, because those are the ones that you fear the most. We can be afraid of something outside us, but the thing that makes us most scared is the thing that is within us. And transitioning is confronting a large part of that being within us and transforming it, and the alchemy of it. It's just magical, right? Have you ever felt that experience where you were one thing and then you shape-shifted into the other as you're going through this transition? Isn't it the most powerful thing? You're literally an inner alchemist. You can transform yourself, your perception of yourself, your experience of yourself, and that changes your body, that changes your feelings, that changes your posture, that changes everything. And I think this experience, which is so powerful to the trans experience, can be shared with people who are not trans. It can be used you can create methodologies and frameworks out of this experience that can be abstracted into things and lessons that can be learned for others who are not trans, but want to create or change who they are. Like the magic here is not just a trans experience, this is a human experience. And the human qualities that we can pull out of it can really change and transform the world. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to transform the world. This is a process that we need to all go through because we want to transform the world into something more beautiful and something more epic in such a great way. And I think transitioning and being trans is one of those things that actually holds one of the keys to transformation. You know, change yourself and then change the world. Well, girl, like, who is changing themselves more than us, right? We are changing ourselves so much more than anyone else in the way that we're transforming. And the lessons learned from this experience, I think we can take off into the outer world and help others who are not trans understand what transformation truly is. The tragedy of it is that people who are cis or don't understand what we're going through, don't really see the power in it because they don't experience it. They don't know the magic of inner alchemy and the process through which you can change yourself through gradual improvements and tweaks and changes and expressions and discovery. The self-discovery process is so powerful. Like, how does self-discovery work? You kind of like have a feeling of knowing something, but you can't consciously grasp it, and then you do something like wear a dress, or you go out and you get your nails done or your hair or what have you, and there's like a thing where the universe gives back to you this is you. And you go, oh my God, like, yeah, this is me. And now I know. And that whole process is so powerful. The subconscious, the part of you that is deeper, that knows but doesn't consciously know, seeking that out, doing an action to create a reaction from the universe that then tells you and hits you right back in your heart and says, this is you. And if you're questioning if you're trans and you're not sure of where you stand, don't worry about it. You'll figure it out. Just keep doing things that will test your experience of who you think you are and help you arrive eventually at who you are. So that's the end of today's tea time. I just wanted to share that with you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Bye.